to be. It's our duty. We cannot continue to say that, oh, we hope that things will change. The only hope you have is the one that you're working towards. The only hope you have is the enlightenment that you bring to our people. That's the only hope. Our people are dealing with a lot of confusion because social media. I don't think there's any other group of people as Africans. Okay. Ma, ciao. Okay. Ma, ciao. The Marima is so heavy. There is no other place that wherever you go, you see that the people don't. As a matter of fact, sometimes I'm amazed. Say, Ubi Kachro say, Ukrom Ghana ne ya na Ubi ne jechinye. Ukrom Nigeria ne ya no ye debate. These two countries, Africa, omo the problem. Ghana, Nigeria. Omo youth need the way omo dread say we are seeing now, yes, no more. It is amazing. It is amazing. And the debate and the disagreement, and some of them can even hate you for telling them that there is a future for them. It's amazing. So it means that there is a mental war that we are engaged. The world is a psychological warfare. You either win or lose based on the mental settings that you have. And if anybody wants to conquer you, really, they give you wrong mental settings. And once you're giving wrong mental settings, it's just a matter of time. You struggle. And you will fall to their slavery, and to their enslavement. And if you look at West Africans, especially the English-speaking ones, mainly Nigeria, Ghana, it is a trouble, because we are the ones who have not dealt with the damages. And so we didn't really deal with it at the root cause. So a lot of our leaders, still as a matter of fact, Brony and Saya now we are the only ones who are talking about global economy and the global something, and then the more carbon for Nigeria and Africa. Bibi ekuta umbia no mujese we are na jom ho to go say oh because sabre bia me wa control obehu bibia Ghana media atwira and England accepted Ghana budget na say nkofo we kura dey habo na be na money be fi say abrabo no mo na mobo na nyi obi na ebo mamo ndi sa no ma na ye yi ani afri so sa na ne abeye normal kese na sa no ma na abeye kese no eno na ne ye nkofo ADSCSC eno na say high nkofo. To say we are people who are not equipped, trained, taught to deal with the systems that subjugate us. Especially a school for no more bossing will be a more school on Cabrophone. Just obey Jets, or ye be at defending because he brought some for away. Now, walk can almost say, menka. And Crawford and evil, Brunidia or Boyapa. These are people who have been overcome mentally. So there's a lot that we really have to teach our people so that they can see the prospects, the advantages, the blessings that we have as a people. And if you continue to see, the way, the obsession with visa, the obsession with scholarships, the obsession with outside education. They say, okay, secondary schools now be invest in the person be have person ko America, person ko England. Nurse ni a wo person to kwa every here. Lawyer person be tranquil or the man you kwa brochire. Politician the same as software. Omo je grofo sika na no do mama no ko. So businessman or no anka say business no fa ne ba ne jemo. O say ne ba ne ko tra brochire. So we are really in a war, but we just don't know. We just don't know. And then at the same time, we hope that things will change. And so it means that there is another form of information that we need that will seek to repair these core damages at the cellular level, if you want, And so we are the ones to change this, at least to discuss it, because it's really a mental state. And many things that you can change when it comes to the mind is worse, exposure, training, conditioning, reprogramming. Those are the things that will help our people to start to see themselves differently. And today we are talking about education, the need for it. And I'm not talking of the kind of education in the classroom, no. I'm not talking of the kind of education that they will give you a certificate for, no. I'm talking of the kind of education that we had to give ourselves so that we could live the life that we sought out to live. So a channel way, so who say if you look at our books, if you look at the materials that we put out, if you look at a lot of things that we put out, these are the things that we have gone through and the things that we have understood, we share it with our people. Because I can tell you, so we are African, that's the best of your success will be average, especially if you're Ghanaian. If you're Ghanaian, the best of your success will be average. You just go to school, you become a doctor, you get some salary somewhere, and that's it. You will not be able to do anything significant that you will sit back and say, how could I do this? You will see that the life that you're living is just an ordinary life. You're a lawyer, doctor, employed somewhere, paid some salary, buy a car, send your children to school, marry, and that's it. And you can see that it doesn't change much. And people will not be amazed as to how you are able to build this thing that you've been able to build. If your classmates in the secondary school look at you now, are they amazed at the things that you are doing, or is just an average achievement that you have? If your parents, if the people who didn't like you look at what you're doing now, is it something that they could predict, or they just shocked at how could you, with such a background, become what you have become? That kind of information, I'm saying that is not in the classroom. It's not in the even in the atmosphere. It's not our TV. A TV intentionally. So entertainment sports. Because we are the ones who have to build our country. And we are the ones who are not equipped to deal with the things that we have to deal with. We are the ones to build different structures. At the same time, we are the ones that are playing, gaming, sports, entertainment. Syrian into him. I said, the only way out is to join politics. Join politics and become if you join politics, you didn't have to build any structure. It's politics no welcome to Chinabos in Yamao, honorable minister, something, when you scar. So kind of crack don't be, yes, and when you kakra. Now you compromise so much in terms of your values, and you really know that this is not it. Because for you to build anything, success systems, the training, the conditioning, the education that they have given us, you cannot build it. You can't build it. The information that you have, it doesn't matter the kind of education degrees that they have given you, you can't build it. Why? Because you need a certain level of education, a certain level of enlightenment, and then you need external support system. In our country, the education is non-existent. The kind of education that you can build something that you can be proud of is non-existent. And then you don't have the support structures. So it's double problem. And I didn't get two. Education anyhow. And I'll buy out as well. There's no support structure. And one also be failure twice. Do ones who rabani a cratch for now. In fact, open ya buy you free me on Kwabena. Okay, medicine, so buy and forward you. What can you do? We a lawyer, so I'm doing politics out. Do you really think that you can still government work? Okay, what is it? Pharma, something, biological science, teaching, police. So buy and forward you. Do you think that you can do something? Our system, the way we see it, for you to do anything significant, even when the government gives you a job, for you to do something with your office that really would change lives, because really success is something that is designed to bring value to human life. Do you think that they are bringing something significant in terms of value addition to human lives? Not much. Many of them show up so that they can be paid. So we are saying that the kind of education that you need to do something extraordinary, that you can sit back and say, how could I do this? That kind of education is what we share on our platform. And the battle is mental. The battle is in the mind. The battle is in the mind. And so the moment your mind becomes clear in understanding some few things, you see that there is no better place to create that success, actually, than our country. And so we say, oh no, so what is animal is a visa to be fluent so. Visa to be fluent so. Visa when you brace or you say when you visa life don't come baby because of the training, because of the things that, because of the settings that you have with your mind. You know, so once you understand some of these basic things, that's it. You see that there's so much that you can have and there's so much that you can do with your life. The only people that people are convincing that you have a blessing, the Ghanaians, Nigerians, we are the ones that everybody sees the enormous the enormous opportunities in our country, but they have to convince us. And as a matter of fact, you know, money cry, you know, more cool. Baby, say, hey, just a shira mutimu who was a Java 7 well, make up capital aba. Obviously, was going to be okromi to Kayansa. Obviously, she need her a buy on yet. City to baby nam, the dollar baby nam is the conditioning. And we don't seek to convince anybody, you know. I don't seek to convince anybody who is so much convinced in their ignorance. You know, what I seek to do is those who are looking for the light. It's very easy for you to do something with the person who is looking for light themselves. They are finding, they are searching. So they are already in a position looking for something. They want to do something. They know that what they are doing is not so much that it's not it. So they are still searching. They are desiring greatness. They are not desiring comfort. It's very easy for you to do something with somebody who is already desiring to become great. Somebody who is looking beyond just the salary and the profession. Somebody who is looking at doing something significant with their own lives. And it may not matter their background at all. They think that there's something great in them that they have to pull out or they have to bring out before they die. Those kind of people are the people that we are throwing a material, we are throwing an information there, we are giving education. And so if they connect with that, you see that their light will become brighter and they will be able to achieve something significant with their lives. Those are the people that we are looking for. I'm actually not looking for somebody who is trying to debate in school, especially school for no more detail. When you're here, what if you when you're here, no debate. No, those are not the people. We know that those are in bondage. Those are not the people that we are looking for. We are looking for the ones who are trying to do something. Because hardly would somebody be arguing when they're doing something. When somebody is looking for when somebody is looking for solution, greatness, they don't debate, they are learning. They have a desire to learn, they inquire, they're asking questions, they're looking for solutions. It's just like going to, let's say, sometimes we go to radio, programs, and if you see the person who is ready to have a conversation with you, ask questions, pull out some things from you, that person is different from the one who is trying to strike you and to make you feel like you're stupid. Those come in with the attitude to argue and to challenge. Not the ones that we are not looking for those ones. We are looking for the ones who are inspired. They think that we have something that you're saying that can be something that can change somebody's life. So they have a conversation, they pull out, they discuss, they get inspired, they tell you that they learned something, and they don't hide it. That is the kind of thing that we are looking for. And so this channel, because we believe that normally people say it is always so school no wie now debate me abobra oboa anything we school no 4 years and you still unzo because normally a school no won't even famobra and some money or so they normally become so normally a school you chere almost say ya we school na nka bibi system bi o how ba be follow unwie no the system does not exist existing crowd you chere no and then the boy bra. And if you're looking for something to become successful in, then I have to tell you that you need something differently. You need something to find. You need to educate yourself differently. You need a whole different information, indeed, so that you can see the blessings that are around you. Other than that, I can tell you where I sit that you will not be able to do anything significant. You will not be able to do anything significant. And so education, you need that kind of education. You need that kind of. It's not because our country is not blessed. It's not because that there are difficulties. Every day there are difficulties everywhere for the black man. It's not only in Ghana. Everywhere there are difficulties, especially when you want to build something beyond the status quo, beyond the social script, beyond the ones that they have permitted you to live, beyond the degrees and the salaries, the job. Beyond that, when you want to build something significant, and into that many times you want to conform be outside the status quo. is really, really much independent sometimes and many times of the educational background. It's just that they see that they have something to offer and they are ready to do anything that is possible, any sacrifice to bring that thing out. I see that that is the main reason they're able to achieve something beyond the average. People will know more against us what they buy. So go school are fine, but one could be still against what my side. Do the upper hill classmates. Omo no mu JSS, no mu secondary school, or no mu university, upper hill. So be a bibia extraordinary. Upper is because that person decided to be great. And they actually sought an education that was different from what both of you were given in the classroom. And so success systems, if you want. Into the eye wahano, ye chere bibia, a bema wadrian ba who say, ubetimi dia ye bibi, or ye maimu, particularly. Na senye maimu kura na pese odi ye bibia, uye Ghana ni, I mean, wherever that you are, you will see that there is more that you can do with your life. And you know, once you get to that position, you see that life you're living at the freedom level. Even sometimes you may not have money, but mentally there's a switch, there's a liberation in your mind, and that calls for different kind of education. And I say that if you're an African, one of the key education is to educate yourself to be a conscious African, very conscious African, so that you can see the manipulations that has been able that those manipulations that have been put out to enslave you, to subjugate you, to overcome you. And so one of the key points as an African is to just get to a level of a conscious African. And when you can see them, The conscious Africans are not the ones bleaching and wearing ribbons and suit and speaking American English and thinking that there's no opportunity in our country. No. They are not the ones trying to say that Canada now be baby. Those are not the conscious Africans. The conscious Africans are not the ones lifting their hands and praying every day that God will come and change their destiny for them. Those are not the conscious ones. The conscious Africans are the confident African. And when you say, baby, I am planting the bit my ear. And they desire dignity, freedom, and respect beyond what they are paid an hourly. The conscious African will not just do any job just because they get money. They believe in dignity. They believe in dignity, that they have dignity. And so whenever they are making choices, they are looking for a place that their humanity will be respected. There are many of our people who make decisions because of salary, because of pay. The conscious African cannot be enslaved. They are awake. We are wild. They are wise as the serpent, if you want. You can't trick them. Their eyes are open. They are not the ones signing the minerals to the foreigners who have taken enough for all these years. They are not the ones convincing our people to become slaves. And Omo Kasa, they are particular with the kind of words that they use. They are the ones defending us and protecting us. They talk well for us. They create hope. You feel like you can overcome everything. That is the conscious African. The other ones who feel in Chenkwa no aboto. Maybe you say you now in Ukraine here, or so and so what we teach here, we create that awareness that you have to be conscious as an African. You have to live at a certain high level, above the noise and above the systemic depressions, if you want. It is a better but you need different kind of education. And yet the actual school, no, yet the actual coming from university, no, the actual just as well. And no, the almost church I'm saying a bit more. As a matter of fact, those content were designed so that you become nothing. And into a university for people who school, we need confidence to To once you are bouncing on visa by 20, so still what's what we call. Because the battle is mental. And there's only the proper education that will liberate that African. And he said, "Oh, lucky side, oh, be not getting matter. Oh, be a pet, that's it." And I'm saying that kind of education locks. A lot of the content that we are giving in Africa is colonial subjugation and enslaving education. And to almost one PM Mumrano or Casabiano defend. What are crash for now? When they are talking on radio or on TV, they're trying to explain what the white man is teaching to us. They don't create solutions. Anytime that we hear any lawyer, doctor, engineer, when they are talking on radio, when there's a problem, economic one, and dollar, but it was no much. They don't bring solution. They are trying to, because the education was the one more thing. Education in myself, I want offer a course. No one say, "Then my mid letter no Kayaman or church anymore." So we speak for the white man. So the education that you be given is to let you explain to your level or to your understanding of the white man's manipulation. You know, two person say na no person because it's an Roman, sorry, so for no or German na no or kasa na ba koso jina no chire mu or kabro for no chire mu that kind of education no buy. Tomorrow you can't build anything with that kind of education, and you cannot provide solutions with that kind of education. So we are saying that the education that will help you to become successful is the education that will make you a conscious African. And that one is built by you studying your history as an African. Study it. It's a game changer. If your history is impaired, you can't be a conscious African. And until you're a conscious African, you will never see opportunities and greatness in Africa. Not in Africans, and not in you yourself as an African. Because in no man and microphone, what you are now doing for? And no man and microphone, abroad nobody go kwamuno. Omonya o madwen say ebeko yenim da na kratch for nobody enim so tiase. And time and again, you see that they don't really understand what they're doing. Because they deny the structures that have that have enslaved them. They deny it. We are paying for so yeah, now no bridge for no or chabro for no broni no ko broni na dwon by different no. My uncle for no dwen say hu so munyina yenipa. Omon tisa. It is a way nya panyina what tisa no ma we yase a. Won betima disu sa tabia fidie ni be ye be ko ye chisa. Do both say obo san crofo sisi da yo. But him for the sisi da no. Ya brofona. Ne bo say that tabia na ma chire ni pay investors to come and do what? To come and own your properties. To take your blessing, to take your minerals, to take your oil, to take your gold, to take your land, to build all this and own them, to build companies and take your wealth. And they call it investment. And they will defend, because what they have been taught in school is to defend the other ones. That's what they know. The education that they've been given is not to promote their own people. It's to promote the others and let their people get some few jobs and be happy. So success systems, you need to educate yourself as an African. Re-educate yourself. Because every day, something else is telling you that you're nothing. Every day. Every day. And when you have breakfast, I saw the can't hear one of your getting, you know. Well, cowboys will be pen on an acorn. I brought you no hoda. And so dreams will do have a after 50 years. You will understand. After 50 years, you understand that you were just enslaved. They just gave you a long rope. So many of the things that we teach here, we teach our people to be proud of themselves and study their history. Not Emina and slavery and colonization. Study the history of your greatness. Everybody is studying some kind of history. Make sure that you study the ones that will make you great. Because until you have that kind of understanding, you'll never see yourself as a great person. You will never see yourself as that. As a matter of fact, no matter you think that you're giving your children the best kind of education, if the education is devoid of the proper African education or African history that will make them conscious Africans, you have not given them any education. When I is education, But really, no. Because the world, as they have structured it, they actually form a minimum. Nti bibini a wotimi agye ne ho adi a wodi ne gina o betima ka bibia kire broni se no de wo ye ne nye no enye de omode tete ye o because o hwe opanyin no kura odi wani na ohia broni na wo so nti me kana dwe nkyere no broni ni sisi no so still was diplomacy, democracy, international accepted something because broni will never accept anything that is against his people, no matter who coded what, which law. Because we want to be accepted, because many of our people are not conscious. To open a normal school and tell me, go to the JSS book, open textbook. We teacher knew how some make testify. Do you really think that by the time only JSS 1 and as a JHS 3, do you really think that's how Quran watching who this way to Fakwa SS so here. You really think that the things that they are teaching them, they'll be proud of who they are? Teacher ni nangasa kro jina hono ujane. Teacher ni nangasa kachenza ye kopevi sebiko na hadi hinia. Because they are not conscious. And you cannot fight with the people who are not conscious. Especially if they're Africans. You have to be proud. You have to be strong. And you don't run away from problems. You don't run away from challenges. You don't run away from difficulties. And say that make a opportunity to be every baby. So that into back channel, yeah, that is why. And that's why no matter what that we do, we have to have time to share this kind of education, this kind of information. Because I personally believe that these are the things that will bring liberation to our people. These are the things that will bring liberty to our people. And the moment I'll be we don't hold that. You will not be sad. You will not feel inferior, and you will not feel like you are overcome by the difficulties in life, because the battle really is mental, and it matters how you see yourself and how you see yourself as an African and how you see our continent and how you understand things. So that is why the books need whether it's perspective, whether it's streamline, resilience, whether it's African opportunity, African advantage, or unlimited opportunities, self-investment. Any of our books, they are designed so that you become a conscious African, a proud one, and the one that believes that, as a matter of fact, anybody who succeeds in life and proud and fulfilled, they know that they are enough to create their own destiny. That is one of the key things that you need to become successful in life. That you have what it takes to create your own success. Now, inferior. How would you believe that you have what it takes to create your own success? How would you believe that? You will never believe that because you don't see yourself as enough. And that's why this African consciousness is so key. Because the reason that you are not able to do much with your life is because you don't believe that you're enough. And the systems were designed to make you feel inferior and never have self-confidence. And that is the bottom line. It's because innerly, he doesn't believe that it has what it takes to create his own destiny. He doesn't know. He doesn't believe it. Because the battle he's been overcome mentally. Right, so the consciousness will make you see that I have what it takes to create this destiny. And it does not matter all the troubles. It really does not matter. And that's what we promote here. That's why we promote here. So that our people will be very proud of their heritage and very proud of who they are. And the other thing that we teach here is money. We teach money. If you understand money, one city can become millions. If you understand, if you're really educated in terms of money. And that's what they didn't put there as well. They did not put this one in your school as well. Financial education, financial literacy, financial knowledge. They didn't put there, especially the one that is based on your culture. It's non-existent. Tubonso or engineer, wonim hwe fasika ho, or lawyer, wonim hwe fasika ho, or politician, wonim hwe fasika ho, we teacher, wonim hwe fasika ho sika no, or just say ndina nkofo bi buy almost high purchase not a quarter TV not a bonnet then. The nisika nature you turn 3,000 or half or the TV car and for him. Financial knowledge is so low. Even those with money, you can see how they spend the money. You see that these people, their financial knowledge is low. Their financial knowledge is low. So that's what we teach here as well. You know, so the old boys carry that you depend on one source of income, but what me boys carry their financially, you're very unintelligent. But it's very difficult for people to say it to them because you cannot have financial freedom if your source of income is just one source, which is not even enough. And you're still hoping that you become rich. You know, you hope that. The reason people are in churches praying to God to become wealthy is because financially they are not taught, they are uninformed. That's all. Because and so if you look at the global financial structure, Africa, we don't have credit, we don't have anything, any access. If you want to build a house, you have to work for it. Many of us. If you want to buy a car, you have to work for it. The global financial structure, all these Europeans and all, they give them credit, money. So loan, bosia, I want to bosia on toy. Or in fear, be a junu in a bay juman or the treaty. Yeah, you mammy and Sabi Obenya baby, and a car down in the car nice no trouble to one. Won't tell me building fear nominatia. Credit card kutana. Bosia was to do a crown to meet ya. Bosia na come also. Financial knowledge is low. And so if you live in our country here and your financial knowledge is low, you will never see opportunities here. And any money that comes to you, you waste it. And you may not even believe that you are ignorant. You don't believe it. Do you think that your friend who is a doctor, who has not read any book on money, who nobody has taught him anything about money, thinks that he's ignorant in terms of money? You know, he believes that he knows everything. Do you think that my mates in the university who did engineering think that they are very ignorant in terms of money? They are ignorant, but they don't know. But their results will show. They are the ones who will come and debate, but you look at his pocket, he has nothing. And he'll give you reasons. The entire one ye. Your mama so ye bako. So economy ninye, dollar ninye, anything on ye. No. It's because financially he's illiterate, but he does not know. He has no idea. And so what we teach here, part of the things that we teach here, is that we bring that kind of knowledge to our people. That there is something they call financial education. Educate yourself. Go really, it does not matter how much you're paid, though. It matters the financial knowledge that you have. They can pay somebody 10,000 every month, and he'll spend all the 10,000. And they can pay somebody 2,000, and that person will have something. And give them, both of them, give them 10 years. If the other one has proper financial knowledge, the 2,000 will do something significant with it. A lot of people are waiting for big money to invest. No, you don't wait for big money to invest. You start with the little money that you have and start to invest it. So sometimes your business may not be very big, but you can still do significant things out of that small business because you have different financial information. And somebody else can be paid big money and they still waste them. Also, who's one over nice car. 2 obesi dan kese dan efe. 3 or the Namabeko school. 4 obe dressy any shoe ni bibia fine. But there will not be any other source of income beyond the salary that he gets. So we salary ni free will need teku. And so he has worked for 20 years, but the only source of income is the salary. And yet he has a house and cars. And maybe and when they lose the job, you see that they have nothing. The one who is financially educated, who is financially literate, sometimes they don't even touch their salary. They don't even know whether they have paid the salary or not. Because they have created so many sources of income. They have different kind of investment. So for you to change your financial situation, you live to build investments. Your money must go into building things that will bring money. And when this gaba, it's a primary formula. Unibia untiminye. Sika kakreba no fa so de be mo no wo de koyade for Freddy sika for roba. And oh yes, had na 10, 20 years. It's just basic. Into wo awo sika no de akoto car no de wo nka game no ho. Unka ho, but wonya awe so unka ho. Wo de akosi dan, unka ho. Into once obi ho bobo ne sika no wo de akodo kokofo, obi susu de si dan shop e de ma rent, obi so de ye business kakra. Obi de ne de ye say system bi arobo say wonya sika ne bi free baby nkete ba eso no a teacher or a police officer. On send the sika no bobo no de ye normal. Tu bo se bosume so afene so a wo se sika ne bebre free baby ba bebre. Enti ne ho toro. Wo so de ye ba wo dem na ye be hu shoes akese egu ho. Jewelry akese party bosume bia wo party. Birthday party so ko Dubai. So enti sa some to pet. Afena was all sere. Financially, you don't get it. In many countries in Africa, the leadership, the financial decisions that they make prove that they don't understand money. Because they put the money in things that don't bring any money. So the few money, the little money that they have, they still invest in things that don't bring anything. So they collect the money. Because one of the easiest things to do actually is when you are spending money that you didn't work for. You just have to be a good manager. You just have to be a good manager. But if you have to go and work for the money, it's different. No? Most politicians don't work for the money. They don't know how to create the money. It's just the country's money, or they go for loan or grant or something like that. Just make simple decisions and manage that money to its trouble. And so if the financial formation is low, you will lock the money, you will destroy it. Many people destroy the money that comes to them. Yes, I know. Says can. To abroche now the yeah you mami ensana de besi dan kese wa ha on tiskase. Wo de be $100,000 abesi dan ba ko hwe emma otaku. Eda obi a wo so sisa dan ni obi a wo sika. Enye wo a wo ye adwuma miensa. Wo ye adwuma mienu a wo niska. Wo ye adwuma miensa wo niska. You are still at the survival stage. The wealthy, it is their investments that bring them money, not their sweat. The wealthy, they make good decisions with money. To what that crowdness can be a eba. They know no information, no. You see, I'm far mount a school muho. And into the castle, we don't know defense, I'll be, you know. Who quite sorry them once or so for no day or a big good to so be and drop. If your financial knowledge is low, you'll be poor. The reason men suffer financially is because of lack of financial education. It is not the devil. It is not even the government. It is lack of financial education. And they intentionally did not put this kind of education out for anybody to get access to. Two months will be in 60 years. Still, the financial information in a week. Will be here, you might see on your scout teams and no more, you know, was Seska. Now, what show your social media and so called an say? Ziganibia will be a jazz or the cars, is always got. You to understand money. So if you understand money as an African, you see the prospects here and how easy it is to become rich in Africa than any other place. You can easily see it. The reason you don't see it is because your financial information is low. So you think that once you go somewhere, you'll be financially well. No, it's not true. Once you are trading your man hours for salary, you are not in the realms of those who are able to create wealth. Okay. So here, that is what we teach. We teach African consciousness, we teach financial information, financial education. And it takes time to have a build-up of information that will transform your life. It took them 40 years to teach you all those things. You can't listen to this one day and think that your life will change. But it's a build-up. I feel bones and life for 2 years. Think of all the message. You see, your messages have changed my finances. Your messages have changed my finances. Your messages have changed my finances. And that is the truth. Because what yes, to say do not shifting again. Now more and more non-conform brain so municipal. Most of them a cantata. To say the people will continue to be in poverty. Go to any village in our country and see what they are watching on TV. Kakai, magic. So how did they change their financial situation? They are waiting for magic to happen from heaven. That is not true. You can't change a people's life until you help them to see differently. Give them different information, give them different education. Then their lives will change. And so you can change your financial situation just by being exposed to the right financial education. That's all. And knowing that we go school, no school, no library, and ukuta chemistry book, library, physics book, sociology, history, something, literature. Things fall apart. I don't know how Sikasem once you be that. We school no national service once you be. Obey a so once you be. So at what point do you think that you change your financial information? No point. So why are you shocked that you don't have money? You shouldn't be shocked that you don't have money. It shouldn't shock you. Because you have very little information on that. And therefore, you have no financial skills. Once you don't have the financial information, you can't have proper financial skills. And once you don't have financial skills, you can't change your finances like that. And so you will be waiting for supernatural power to change your finances. And that's a lie. One of the things that people continue to wallow in poverty and lack and averageness is because they're waiting for supernatural power to change your finances. And your church will teach you this all the time. God will change you when you bring tithe. It's a lie. And the reason many of the people who teach like this is because the only time they started to have money is when they started to collect money from people. Many of them were poor, were average, until they started to collect money from people. So their financial information is impaired, is weak. And this is one of the difficult things that you can say, but that's the fact. And so he doesn't know anything about money except supernatural power. And that's why he's teaching you that. But you look at yourself. Does anybody bring you money? No. Does anybody bring you tithe? No. So how would your finances change? If the person who is collecting free money from people is telling you that God has changed it supernaturally, it's true because people are bringing money. So it's not supernatural. It's because he has worked. Now people bringing money. Nobody brings you money except your salary. And yet you're believing that your finances will change supernaturally. That's a lie. That's a lie. And many of the people who have taught this wrong financial information are people who didn't work anywhere. Tell me how many of them were millionaires before they started churches? None. Tell me how many politicians were millionaires before they joined politics? None. So the information that you can use to change your life, if you are not one of them, they don't have it. And yet when you say it, they say you're attacking them. You're not attacking them. We want the liberation of our people so that the teacher who is teaching at that secondary school will not feel like the life that's not worth it. It is worth it. His problem is that he doesn't have the right financial information. Into a take or chradie or a sinful soup, a sassy baby or bit my dobanche, but one yet. Go and say, "Tuna cut your man in life for the best son." That's a lie. As I say, the whole bit my year brufu. For chradie, we are free time. Every weekend be a Sunday, Saturday, we free. But was if you know, you are China, Nibia by way of war or Franco for. It matters the education that they have. That is the difference. That is the difference. So look at the background of the person who is teaching you money and how he gets his money. Many times, if it's free money, their intelligence on money cannot change your finances. So to be supernatural, superstition, God will change you for you, And in Africa, that's all that we know. A lot of pronouncement, but look at the economy. Because it's productivity that brings economic liberation. Right financial decisions. It has nothing to do with God will come and change your finances for you. It's a lie. The money that is in your hand, the decisions that you make with them, those are the things that will change your finances. So we have to challenge that kind of information that they have given us. Or many of our people will wallow in poverty or will think that it's this visa that will change their financial conditions. If you think that visa will change your financial conditions, you lack financial education. So when you visa, you lack financial education. When China for more millions, one bit many American visa. So I better hire you. One not. Unya skakakra no pose ni a unya skakakra ode akoto Toyota. And our packet. Upezo nye. But what's the sound bravo? He says, oh, the best be so our economy is really a business economy. Our economy is an entrepreneurship economy. It's not salary economy. So you cannot put your financial future on salary. That's not work. And in an economy that they don't support you with credit card and with car loan and house loans, and your salary is not enough, how do you expect that your finances will change? Unless you become a thief. Unless you become a thief. And you don't need to become a thief to have financial freedom. What you need is financial education. And now, and in spite of everything that we have to do, we still want to pay attention. This is something that is so dear to my heart, that many of our people will be enlightened. Many of our people will be enlightened. Especially more Mako school. No? You will struggle. You will look like you're doing well, but you know you're not doing well. Your salary is spent within 2 weeks every month. And so letter can say also open so your business open grant, open support. And yeah, no your business you come here, but I won't tell you because you are put to what you know school to open so your business no open big, you know, very nice. Very nice. Did I still business back up also to me. Me say I can't understand why you say you have finished university and you don't have a job. Oh, you invest in auto kokoko kwa hweche. Uton weche eche wana. Uton zua enche. Oh, you invest now be a kiosk na say oh your mobile money. It is not beneath you. This is the economy that we have. Uko abrochira unko security. Onyeke. Bebrenye shop attendants with all your degrees. So what makes you think that is beneath you here? No, it's not beneath you. And as a matter of fact, if you start it and there's money coming in and you manage the money well, you can change your life with that. Inti untimi try kasa ma wies kuna mnya dwuma nye. Omo omodo makono omo chew. When I catch us all we school na so koye mako and next time untimi nye shit factory. You have no idea. You be packaging. You be grinding them and packaging them. One addition to pejuma krumha. We are saying okra fan na yetua ne salary a. Eni tra brofo no omo di loan aso so omo krofo no so. Opa mo munyi loan in free ho. Car loan, house loan, credit card loan in free na hwe omo nyina level. Omo te say ya. You are even better than them. If they move those facilities, they are nothing. And so if you don't have that, why should you be ashamed? That oton you know utenkra ha obetimako baby omo if fishy adwenin we are buyer betimako pebi no oton uko dwom na se baby amame fo no ton tozi no ukuta degree na oton bi acha wana baby omo ton adwenin no baby omo ton force no wo ho a enche wo what matters is your money. You see the boys who are moving this small vehicles some of the ball some of them 500 a day. 1,000 a day is what they make. Also, I invest. You make you quite broach baby. Well, we are then who's and Crawford credit energy. Bola energy is also a invest in Ghana. What Ghana they also to yet. When you become a conscious African, you break all these things. Because really, once you start to do something, your intelligence will build up. It's just a starting point. It will not be your end point. It's a starting point. You start to do something, you become proud of yourself, you start to see money, you go organize your money. You may be selling water, bread. It doesn't matter. What is important is knowing what to do, how to manage that money. To your brand, mental. You can use that, manage it, and build something significant with it. Because the education that they gave you is impaired. You will not be able to do anything with it. So, I show Pudu Keke. You feel like you're educated. But if you really you're educated, you solve problems. Education is to solve problems in your environment. So if you cannot solve any problem, you are not educated. That is what you don't know. Do the way we brought for man so say now now mami I want to be no the fans na dey by your bottom. So challenge yourself. Challenge yourself. Put that school somewhere. Stop debating and stop arguing. We are talking of something that will change your destiny. The other one is business education, entrepreneurship education. That's what we teach here. so that you can pick in any idea and build a business around it. Entrepreneurship is not just being self-employed. Entrepreneurship is you picking an idea and building structures and system around it so that you can employ others to work with you to make the vision big. That's entrepreneurship. Self-employed is just pick an idea, pick something, work for themselves, they get money, which is okay. It's another form of entrepreneurship, but real entrepreneurship is systemic, it's structured. Is you putting you have an engineer's mind. You are sitting somewhere. It's just like a coach, you know. You have the master plan and you position. You have a structure, and so that you can score. That's really an entrepreneur. So somebody who sit back and pick an idea and build a business around it, systems, structures, processes, protocols around it. So you want to collect bola, you know, community. To you, as an entrepreneur, maybe you may start as one. You pick one. That's the first step. You start to see if you car, be a channel to Aboboya at the channel to me and Miansa. Bola now of an is for boys, so many you who now could negotiate your car. That's entrepreneurship. You start to open up. Before you see it, you have a whole waste processing plant. Next time you see that, you are building a whole energy plant out of that. So that's really, it's something that comes out of innovation, resolve, persistence. You think, you're solving problems. And many of us, our success will come from that. Our ability to build business and employ others to work with us. And that kind of person, you can't play at the low level. And so the opportunities are open to all of us. All of us. Any one of us can pick something and start to employ people in it. Be a bit maybe. So bro, so baller, so tonsuo, so tompabwa. So now person build the factory. Person yeah, and the papa be frame was so baby sir. What tie many dia in kind and then or your portrait and ye and then or ye in crantie. Na odaya sepa se otimishanema. You see that? And so don't ever sit here and think so you have no opportunities. A lie. It's your switch. It's your switch. There are so many things that you can do. So many things that you can do. Thousands, millions. The problem is the mental blockage. So once you unblock it, so set it as a goal. Focus for long term. No. Focus on developing yourself. I want to build a business. If this business does not work, I will make sure that another one works. But I want to build a business. I want to create wealth. I want to employ people. That is what I want to do. So if 1 year doesn't work, 2 years doesn't work, 3 years, 4 years, I'm still focusing. Focus. We are jittery a bit. Do even so for or baby. That's why many people don't see significant success. Because we need focus. So focus. Keep it as a goal. Focus on it. Work. Be consistent. Be persistent. Drag yourself. Put pressure on yourself. Be driven. Be intentional. Be mindful. Don't be shallow. Once you have that vision, I want to collect waste. And on a way, Niagro. Tuya no phobia kahon ya no phobia kahon na fe ubiem. You know? Who person to pano, friend pano brodo. Yeah. Yeah, me enemy my we are bantu what. We a doctor. We hen fa to baby. To wear, so him to wear, and I said, Bancha grow. And I'll bet my chair. Che, the year. You'll be prosperous. You will succeed. And you'll be proud of yourself. As a matter of fact, if you don't do something that your mates in the secondary school say that, we never thought that you could do this, then you have not become anything significant. If what you're doing is you just became a lawyer, a doctor, you just became an engineer, it's not anything extraordinary. Even if you become a president and you don't do something significant to change the lives of the country, you're just an average. Because it's not the office, it's what you do with the office. So be proud of it. Do something. Be intentional. Focus on it. Fight. Put the visa somewhere. Men focus on visa. That is not it doesn't change anything. If you want to get into the millions, it's not in the visa. Can't you see it? It's not in the visa. The millions is in business, is in financial education, is in you being focused, being intentional. Today I was telling somebody, look at Lewin. Lewin completed as a primary 6. Also, and then I'm an interview about Brofono, he said it so sharply. Tell me, Brofono, but it my media. No rubber phone, TV back on more cabrophone on no catchy, school for him. So, Brofono, this is a guy who didn't go to any film school, nowhere. He's producing movies, paying people. And the other ones who have gone to all this media, something, movie production, what have they produced? Because the thing is, you being willing to say, I want to produce it. I want to do something significant. You know, but these other guys don't have any desire to bring anything significant, though. We are very happy with the little that they have. And they have convinced themselves that you don't need any much. Put something there to say, this is what I want to do. And I'll do it. And don't restrict yourself with your certificate and your course and profession. Bring something out. It will be who else say, when I went to see hotel way, yeah, quiet there. When I see hospital way, factory, when I see here, maybe it's an April. When I went to build this business, wow, it's amazing. This cocoa farm on corner to me here. Wow. That's what we are looking at. When I went to me first side, nipa when you Juma. That's it. Sani epe. And you have a minister in Ghana. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So success systems, you will see it. So these are the things that we teach here. There are so many other things that we teach, but these are the core things. So there's a mental change. There's a mental shift. We talk about knowledge. We talk about mindset. We talk about skill set. We talk about a lot of things that will bring it's a psychological effect. Psychological problem is what the Africans have. Lack of proper information, being constructive, being intentional, being focused on what is important, being equipped to fight life and face life as it's supposed to be, living as rare humans, not at the mercy of another group. These are the things that we teach here. And to see your pet, no, I don't know, you change your life. You change your life. So it's not an opportunity for you not to live in Ghana. It's a lie. It is what you know, the level that you're operating from, the level of knowledge that you have, the things, the quality, the intensity of what you know is what is important. So our credit card is, so in our country, our credit card is selling, if you don't know, farming, the things that will bring you income. It is, Rabana to office owners, nurse, now we can mentally pay the annual way hot. You know? So the same way that many of our people who live outside the country cannot survive without, mortgage loans and car loans and credit card, the same way you cannot survive in our country without selling and farming and do something extra to have different sources of income. The same way. You cannot survive without those kind of, some people have credit card, they are supporting them. That's why we want to make the bank, regulating so much. How bit my sorry, trying to power out on baby. What I say, China Power Baby says you have support. That is a credit card if you want. That is a mortgage structure, and that is a car loan. Doing something extra all the time. And the moment I say, wow, we has 10,000. I feel munya 50,000. What's this? What's this? Our finances, and that is what we actually use. When we completed school, we just started to say we want to do business. And it really does not matter. What matters is what you tell yourself. Your resolve to become something. And you're not restricting yourself with those things that they gave you. The school, the education, and what the society even looks for. Because much of the society is still under colonization mentally, under slavery mentally. Yes, That's why the bad way school no person turn toast, you know, some man van go school say the turn toast, you know, him say we turn toast there na go school. When him say toast in the be na ye, we just say the bad ko ya ban adwuma no be ye. Because the you know, omo de shey trim said the broni adwuma na ye. The broni anga say the school no dey buy say be ya mo no be money and be na hia mo na ma. So, as Agbara ya we school so turn toast na ochina, both no big out of that. So there's no limit to the opportunities and the greatness that you can place on yourself. There's no limit. And don't let anybody hold that key. It is in your hands. So our credit card is our selling, is our farming, is you doing something extra in our economy. It is already a Juma, no problem. But ye be become. Men trying as I made a salary in another person. If I need to use a piano, come and ask that. More you know, more need credit card is no money. If you want to say to Mukai, came far. So they don't have any advantage over anybody. No. Your advantage is in your consciousness. Your advantage is in your financial education. Your advantage is in your business education. And your advantage is also in your wealth creation education. There's another thing, wealth creation. Building wealth for the next generation, for yourself, and for the next generation. We teach that here as well. The other things that we teach here, we teach sales, we teach real estate, we teach self-development, we teach all other things. So if you go to our YouTube channel, you see the things that we teach here. Because we really believe these are the things that will create the success systems that you're looking for. So I know more when they create these success systems, you know, and they make you start to believe in yourself. You become buoyant, you become strong, and you see that God has made you a strong people. It is only people who are telling you, somebody are muti minya here. Nyano kore. Inti you weave on tuku baby. Never be busy when you triso. You will change your destiny. Never be shy. Because these are the things that we have. But we are school 4 years and you will change to be before Juma. You need different kind of education. You need different kind of education. We are education officer. You have to do something differently. Don't wait for SNIT. Don't put your future on those people. Put your future in your own hands. Take responsibility. Ubanu Yesku knows what pursue your business. Allow him to do it. Support him. Because that is where his greatness is. Give them support. Give them books. Maybe buy some of our books for the person. Ubanu pe book will be man. The school or the MFAO. This is financial intelligence. The the school not to from bra. You need to open this at the end. I'm telling you. Your man tell me baby why is home this across Monpe. Because when him say him, it is the knowledge that they have. There are boys who are making 20,000 every day in Ghana. This African advantage. This is unlimited opportunities. Read, switch your mind. Because the battle is won in a mind. If your mind is weak, your life is weak. If you have overcome mentally, they have overcome you. You know, this is a self-investment. We have so many of such books. We wrote them because you have gone through different kind of education. And that's why we teach what we teach. You know, this is resilience. And your life is in your hands. Your life is in your hands. It's not in a visa. This is Streamline, how to teach yourself money. And this is financial freedom. You know, so we have all these books. Get them, read them. It will switch your mind. And I love it when a lot of these teachers in the secondary schools are calling. I want to read this. Many people call us for the books. They're changing their lives because we live in a blessing. Our disadvantage is what they have taught us, the things that they have conditioned us with. And then they're high. And no pay and they're high. Into our bridge, no person bagana mensro. Mensro ba kokra bra. But try, baby. You won't fail. You won't fail. You won't fail. You won't fail. So let's liberate ourselves from this mental bondage, thinking that there's nothing in our country, unless we go somewhere. It's a lie. Why do you think CNN is always showing Africa, which is about 300 years ago? Why do you think BBC is always showing you things that don't create any hope? Because that is the game. to keep the Africans perpetually ignorant and misrepresented globally. And the Africans have bought these lies. They have bought these lies. Don't buy that. Instead of I could be to China, could be as well. You say, no, Africa, yet in the Azo. Brony be on a very ignorant person, or no, Brabon who's America, or you say, no, better than you. It is their media. It is their institution, World Bank and all those guys. It is part of the system that they created. So you live above these systems. Live above these systems. Free yourself. And that is the education that we have here. So success systems, these are the systems. African consciousness, financial education, wealth education, business education, self-development. We're having the right mindset. Being focused, set goals for yourself, focus on it, be persistent, develop yourself constantly. Peg the fear out of you. Your life is not in any superstitious state. No. Your life is in your creation. You are the one to create it. You are the one to create it. You are the one to create it. So you can create it. No, so my name is Obeng Darko. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here. Constantly continue to develop yourself, continue to develop your mind, continue to stretch yourself, go for education. I'm telling you, yes, we're gonna say Minameka. No more media channel now, they auto work up for no branch, which I could be as unya data kakra now the edge, Udi Jetchinye. This is it. There's no other way that you can be hugely successful beyond your belief if you don't understand some of these things. No way.